Welcome to Crappens. Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show. Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, Crappy Hour Live. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm Ronnie, and that's Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. What's going on?
Well, I suck at surprises because we don't even have this legend off camera yet. Okay, we just kept him right on here because we were talking trash before. Please welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the handsome, the gorgeous Kempire. Hello,
you guys.
Hi, Kempire.
You guys doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm a little not jet lagged. I don't think this constitutes 3-hour difference constitutes as jet lag. I'm a little, I'm getting there. I'm in LA now. I'm on York, I'm in York Coast.
Yes. Are you getting your LA shot? LA is not really like a time fuck with your head, but it's an LA fuck with your head. Like there's a lot of exploding faces, etc., etc. Are you experiencing dysmorphia yet?
Not yet. Literally, like I'm hours here, so not yet.
Have you started touching your face and wondering what you need to get done and like wondering if you're still moving? It's like, are my brows moving?
How long have you guys lived in LA?
I am coming up on, well, I've been here for 23 years. I moved here in 2001, right after I graduated college. So at this point, I'm just like an LA person. I'm from New York originally, but like, LA is the vibe for me.
You don't miss New York?
I mean, I do. I miss New York. I mean, I'm going to go back next week for Thanksgiving, so I'll be there. But like, also, like, New York it's rough.
It's hard.
It's really rough.
New York is hard. I lived there for 10 years, and that was just too hard. It was snowing on me, raining on me, splashing on me, people pushing me. And one day I was like, fuck this. I came to LA kind of as a break, and then I was like, I'm not leaving here. This is easy. I never took flip-flops off, but we still go back to New York like once or Ben goes a lot more than me. I go once or twice a year. I love it there.
Oh, that's cool though. At least you guys go back. I mean, I feel like people that leave New York normally don't come back often.
I mean, I don't know if I'd ever go back to live, to be honest. Like, you just get so spoiled with Los Angeles. Like, New York, you are in, it's all the stereotypes that people say. Like, you're in a shoebox, there's rats everywhere. It's too much. And then when people are like, oh my God, like, but the traffic in LA, I'm like, yes, I get to be in a box listening to my own music, not talking or dealing with any other humans, as opposed to being cramped onto a train with someone with their iPhone out, with no headphones, playing some sort of god-awful video. Like, no thank you.
Moving to LA because of this conversation? Oh my God.
No, I think we're selling it, huh? All right. Well, you are in LA, so tell us what you're here. You're doing your show Wednesday, yeah? At the Bourbon Room. Give us the deets.
My first LA show. I came here last year after BravoCon. So I was like, I have to come back and I have to do the Kempire After Dark live experience, which I've been doing all year. We did Nashville, we did Atlanta, we did New York, we did DC. So we're coming back, and then we're going to take it international after this Wednesday.
Yes, where are you going?
Yeah, next month we're going to London.
Oh my goodness! When are you going to be in London?
December 8th.
Wow.
And my London show really sparked the Kempire After Dark tour because I did a quick meetup when I was in London last year. And I said, the next time I go back to London, I want to do an actual live show. So it really is a full circle moment.
Love it. It's so fun because people clap there, but they clap in an accent. You're going to love it.
British. I'm British. That's how they actually clap.
I was watching Harry Potter there, and one of the kids turned to his mom and went, Mommy, it's just awful, isn't it? That one of the evil people. I was like, I love it here. I just want to be in a place where kids talk like that. I just loved it. All right, well, let's get on. Everybody also follow Kempire. Obviously, YouTube, his main home, Kempire. Very easy. And then TikTok, The Kempire, and Instagram, The Kempire, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, perfect. I want to fuck it up right at the beginning, which is just my brand. So let's get into it. First of all, you've had a lot of experience with Bravo. No, you were a producer over there, weren't you?
No, who told you that?
I am reading comments. I didn't know that, but the things I learned from comments.
No, I would never produce it. I think people want to believe that. No,
I love that.
Oh,
I was never. Andy
well,
Cohen
actually,
actually blocked. How could I be a producer?
he blocked you? Why is he blocked?
What did you do? You were on there. I saw you on Bravo.
I feel like they're always putting you on Bravo. Like they're always like, well, bloggers say you can't believe what the bloggers are saying, and they'll like put you up and be like, this is what I think.
I mean, literally, I'm on the OC this season 3 times. But I mean, look, I've told this story multiple times. I'm not really sure exactly why he blocked me. I'm assuming it's because I did a story where during Pride, he was in the club and someone took a video of him, and doing my job, I reported on said video that was going viral on social media. I think him and a lot of fans thought I was the one at the club during Pride in New York City at my big age on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
I already told you guys I'm a homebody. I think he assumed that it was me. That took the video footage.
Oh, whatever. Well, don't be hitting on twinks in bars then. Like, what do you want from me? Like, we're in a video world. Okay, what are you going to block the entire subway system? They tape your ass too. I mean, what are you going to do?
That's shocking.
I'm assuming that's why he blocked me because, yeah.
Oh, whatever. Justice for Kempire. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
What are you... do you have any messiness from these appearances that you make? Like, do you have people who try to get with you and influence you, like be really nice to you so they can influence your opinion and stuff like that?
All the time. I'm sure you guys get it too.
A little bit, but we're not very
Not
easy.
too much.
I'm a bitch no matter
actually.
what, so they usually disappear pretty quickly.
Yeah, not too much. It's actually kind of wild.
And it's funny because I'm surprised that they don't realize at this particular point that you can't influence me no matter, even if you're nice to me. I'll be nice back to you. But yeah, I've had quite a few, celebs and Bravo celebrities that have tried to, become friendly so they can influence what I'm going to say. And then they learn quickly that I'm not going to change my mind.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
what
they
are we
just
going to
disappear.
do? Being too nice to you is going to ruin my life. Okay, so sorry, buckle up, Buttercup. Someone in here is asking for you to tell the Caroline Stanbury makeup story.
Oh my gosh, who said that?
She says you're a producer and you know the inside track.
As a producer of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you should know.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Last year, this time, I went to BravoCon, and I was in BravoCon hanging out, and this random woman came up to me and just started saying all kinds of craziness to me, basically accosted me in the middle of the Bravo bazaar. And I'm like, ma'am, do I know who you are? I don't even know who you are. Only to come to find out that she was Caroline Stanbury's makeup artist.
Oh.
And it was not the only time that this woman came up to me at BravoCon. She came up to me 3 times at BravoCon.
Oh, she's pressed.
And from what I heard, executives at Bravo found out about it, and she was banned later for when they were doing confessionals in New York.
Whoa, well, what was she so upset about?
I assumed that she was upset that maybe some of the things that I said about Caroline Stanbury. I just feel like someone issued her as like the bulldog to come after me, because I was like, either you mixing me up, because she never said my name. She just kept on coming up to me. I'm like, this is weird, lady. Get away from me.
That is weird. And I'm surprised that Caroline Stanbury has a makeup artist with a tongue. I would assume that she just cuts them out so they can just like, kind of,
Maybe it was like
She doesn't
Sergio
want her
in a
makeup
wig.
artist talking to her.
Maybe it's just Sergio in drag. It's like, oh, you stay away from Carolina.
I never thought about that. It's very possible.
You never know. He shows up in a lot of places.
Okay, let's get on with some goss. So far, we don't have a ton from Real Housewives of Atlanta this season. We do have the big thing that happened in the beginning, which was Kenya getting in trouble for her. I don't even know that you call it revenge porn, but the dick pics of the new lady in the party and calling her a whore and stuff. And I mean, it's like typical Kenya fare, but I guess that doesn't really work as well in 24-24. At the time, we heard that she was taken off the show and put on either pause or fired, and then she was threatening, I think, to sue or something once that happened. But then I heard that she hasn't been on pause at all. What do you know about all of that?
Kenya is behind the scenes trying to change the narrative. Because I've heard from different sources that don't communicate. And at my Atlanta show, they confirmed some people that were actually there, what went down. Because remember, Kenya denied that it was revenge porn. But we have to remember, in a work environment, they're not going to investigate revenge porn. They're going to investigate improper behavior, breaking, code, policy. So she's playing with words. She's playing with semantics. As you know, she just recently did an interview on Tamron Hall talking about taking ownership, confirming that what people were saying was out there is actually what went down. So right now, Kenya's not looking like the reliable reporter. And I already know from behind the scenes, she's been trying to, put stories and things out there even before she did this Tamron Hall interview. Only for us to come find out the rumor was true, that this is what she did at her own event.
What did you think about her saying that she takes full accountability? Do you believe she's taking full accountability, or do you think she's saying what she has to say to sort of like repair the image?
Here's the thing. She's saying what she needs to say in order to repair the image, because if you see the full interview, yes, that clip went viral in regards to her taking accountability. She takes accountability in that moment, but then makes excuses for it and laughs about it.
Yeah.
And Tamron Hall really gave it to her. I really appreciated her, like not just mincing words with Kenya, because why would you do that at your own event?
Yeah, I thought it was so funny when Kenya was like, I take full accountability. I take accountability for my actions. But when there's a child involved and I'm threatened, and I've never been threatened when there's been a child involved, I'll do like, it's like one of those things like, okay, let me reach for the child excuse for why I behaved terribly.
Yeah. And I think
child motherhood cloak. I'm a mother. How dare you? Lady, you put someone sucking a dick up at your show. Are you going to go talk about that at your take your daughter to work day? Be quiet over there. I'm a mother. Sorry, what were you going to say? I interrupted you. I interrupt you. I just assume you'll keep talking after.
No. I lost my train of thought because I was like, wait. I was like, wait, yes. Well, here's the thing when it comes to with Kenya. There were rumors out there that she was going to sue. I've heard from sources that was something that she was allegedly considering. And so it was very interesting to see this new, interview that she did with Tamron Hall, because she was backtracking that and saying, I talk to Andy all the time. He's been a great resource. They're my family. But word on the street, they were considering getting rid of her when they were doing this whole reboot. She wasn't their top choice to return, allegedly.
Well, how could she be? I mean, she spent seasons like just not showing up, really. She's really spent a few seasons where she's just like, nah, I don't want to. Or then she'll just show up and get nasty just to do something. Just be like, I work today, bye. Just stop by to try and ruin someone's life. All right, I'm going back to bed or whatever,
Do you feel like Kenya's been checked out? Because I sort of feel like ever since Mark, I think we've been seeing kind of a different Kenya who's had to keep one eye on like her reputation for court proceedings. And so I feel like the Kenya, the villainess who we like know and love, I feel like we haven't really had her for a few years. What do you think?
I think she was excited to not be the villain or take that villain role anymore. And I think Kenya, when she is with the right cast, can shine. Yeah. When I heard the rumors about what went down at her hair spa, I didn't believe them. I was like, no, that she would never do that. She's smarter than that. She's a grown woman. She's a pageant queen. No, she would never do that, only for it to be true, which for me gives desperate. Like, you were desperate to have a moment. You were desperate for your hair spa to be featured on the show. And for me, it had nothing to do with the possible threats to your life or to your child that motivated what you decided to do then.
Yeah, I was actually surprised too, because there were rumors going around when that happened. Remember the fake pictures? Who was posting the fake pictures? Yeah. I think it was Yolanda Pfister or what. I'm assuming, because they always post shit like that. It's so funny. But someone was posting fake pictures of the event where it was, a lady next to a gigantic dick, and they were like, "That is not true. That did not happen." And so I don't even know what's real. But
yeah, I remember when that came out, I was like, "This is not real," because I think it was live, and my chat was saying the pictures are out. The pictures are out. So I found I was like, "This is not
like clearly not real." But then I was also like, "Well, who complained at this event?" Because I mean, if you're going to be exposed, this is the way to do it. This is like the best sex tape I've ever seen. The lighting was good. The penis looked great. This is how to do it,
Yeah.
God, mine wouldn't be like that. It would just be like fupa and some weird shadow. you know.
The poopa.
And also, Kenya Moore is finalized. Her divorce is is it finalized? Because she says it's liberating, but maybe it's just coming up like Ashley Darby, whose divorce is always right around the corner. Do you think Ashley's going to get divorced on Potomac? Yeah. Do you believe her? Do you believe her deadline? I think her deadline already passed, right?
It passed already, but she did say on Watch What Happens Live this week that she will make an announcement. And then Andy chimed in and said, "Oh, at the reunion," because they're filming the reunion apparently this week.
Got it.
Oh, so she's going to announce it at the reunion. Oh my gosh, really? Are
I
we
don't know.
holding
I don't
our
know if I
divorce?
believe
Our
I
divorce
don't know if I
news?
believe it.
I don't believe it.
Me either.
But I love Ashley. I love Ashley's just compulsively lying little ass. She never tells the truth about anything. Do you think? I think she just lies and lies, and I just love it. I fall for it every time because she's just so cute while she does it. You know?
I feel like a lot of people in Potomac lie.
Yes.
All of them are lying.
Like Karen.
Not Karen.
Not Karen. Karen's not lying this season.
No, look at her accountability. It's so impressive. She just hasn't grieved yet. Did you even know her parents passed?
You guys, she cannot talk about this. There's a court case, and she is legally not allowed to discuss certain things at certain times. Okay.
DUI, she can't discuss.
My hero.
She cannot discuss it whatsoever, guys. It's an ongoing investigation as to whether, when she drove over that traffic median, if the tire marks were hers, or was it someone else who had driven over it at the same time?
What about the bottles of was it beer in her car too?
Yeah, oh my God, the details were so crazy. The details on that one just kept getting crazier and crazier. And then the counts came out, and there were countless counts. You couldn't even count the counts. It's like they're still going. That little Muppet would even be having problems with that little purple Dracula thing would be having trouble with. That's a lot of counts. Girl, I don't even think he goes that high.
Oh God. Look.
How are you feeling?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about Potomac this season, by the way, as long as we're talking about Ashley and Karen?
I'm enjoying Potomac this season. It's not great, but it's not bad. Because we remember how bad it's been the last couple of seasons, how toxic it's gotten. But I'm loving Stacey. Stacey's refreshing with her.
She's great.
I was about to say her gay boyfriend, but her friend.
Yes.
I'm enjoying her a lot. I was enjoying Jazzy, but now we're finding holes in Jazzy's math, so I'm a little confused by that situation.
Oh, the Jazzy math is beautiful. And I think that that's actually making me like her because before she really didn't have anything. I was like, I mean, I guess you've got a rich boyfriend. That's cool. But now that just like trying to pretend she didn't steal some man who has impregnated somebody else and Jazzy was stealing him. And now she's acting like, oh no, we had not chosen at that moment. I was like, Jazzy, come on now.
I mean, this is what makes her perfect for the cast is that like, she's very slippery with the truth. And she's also, I think what we saw this week when she had her like celebration of Darius is that like she's very Potomac and that she's like she starts to put on these airs like, you know, I'm the first lady. Ronnie called her the first lady earlier today. It's like she's like, welcome to the luncheon for my boyfriend who just won the Super Bowl. You know, she like immediately steps into that role very happily. And yet when you question her about the finer details of their relationship, like it so doesn't add up, but it's so hilarious watching her try to explain it like, oh yeah, well, when I met him, it was a year later that I found out that he had gotten someone else pregnant a month before, but that was 2 months before I had met him. So, you know, and I didn't even know. You're like, wait, what?
Major math. They should teach it in schools. It's really great.
Really?
Yeah, they have a new way of doing math. Well, it's new to me because I'm old, but it's called like Singapore math. And my sister teaches it. And she's like, it's basically like using logic to solve math. And I was like, but no one has logic. I was like, have you been to the world in 2024? No one uses logic. This is the kind of math.
No one uses math.
Exactly.
I know.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think Potomac is definitely rebounding. I thought last season was so bad that I thought we were going to have like a 2 to 3 year kind of like rebuilding. It is sort of like sports with these shows. Like when they have a bad season, it takes like some new people to come on, build new chemistry, and then after like 3 years or so, 3 maybe even 4 years, it finally gets back up. I feel like Potomac just like one season they just turned it around. They're like, okay, we're back to play. Let's forget about last season. And like you said, I think Stacey is great. I think she's like providing a different kind of angle, like a different vibe than she's just not like trying to be a reality star. She's just very like, oh my God, about everything, which I think is wonderful.
I think she's being genuine. I think that's what connects with people. So many times we see these housewives come on these shows, or reality stars in general, because reality TV's been around for so long. They're trying to produce themselves, and
Yep.
very much like on Roni, trying to produce themselves, and they don't realize the audience is not stupid. Yes, we like stupid things. We like to watch stupid things, but the audience themselves are very intuitive. They can pick up on this.
Absolutely.
This is ridiculous. You're lying to us right now.
Yeah, I think
And I
that's
think
part of
Stacey
the reason we
genuine.
do like it, because we can sniff it out. You know, it's like solvable mysteries.
Yeah. And I think Stacey is very, very genuine. And that's why I'm worried for her in this new relationship.
I'm
Yeah.
worried for her, but I'm also wondering what her whole deal is. Because I mean, I think her attitude is genuine and her personality is genuine. This storyline with this guy I just cannot believe. I just can't believe it. I'm sorry. It's too much. This guy is just what, and I know we're not supposed to call each other gay, like if we don't know, right? You're supposed to like have this stamp now where someone has to say, I'm gay before anybody can speculate on whatever. And I get it, you know, and normally I'm down with kind of modernizing rules and just kind of, if people need it different, fine. That's fine. I can do that. But in this case, I'm like, are you trolling me? You're just trying to get me to say he's gay. Like, are you trying to sue me? Like, I feel like it's a trap. I feel like it's a twink trap. It's a bear. Well, he's not a twink.
A twink trap.
He's not a bear trap. What would he be? He's very
maybe
cute.
he just
I mean,
has.
I'll take
Maybe
him.
he's
And I love a
insecure about
sexless
his
gay.
manhood. Maybe he's insecure about. Maybe there's like a size issue that he's sheepish about. You know, like that could be a thing.
Well, I can work with
Maybe.
any size. I mean,
Either way,
he's adorable.
I think TJ is there fully for the screen time. I mean, I've never seen that before. When he told Stacey, when he was like, "Have you been sharing with the other cast members about us?" When they ask you, remember, you should share about us. I was like, you thirsty, thirsty man.
And when I found out he was an actor, because I remember she mentioned that he was trying out to be on QVC, but I didn't realize he was an actor. And I said, oh, wait a minute. And I don't think she is bamboozling us. I think he definitely has ill intentions. I really do believe that Stacey genuinely wants something with him, but maybe does not have a dar.
Any dar.
What do you think about
Any dar,
Kierna?
just no dar whatsoever.
What do you think about Kierna as a new cast member?
Oh, for a second I was like, who? No, Kiarna. No offense, Kiarna. He's new, so I was sort of like, wait, who? No, I like Kiarna because I wasn't one of those people that saw Kiarna last season like, oh, make her full time. I was like, no, let me see more of Kiarna and let's see it play out. So far, I've been enjoying her. I'm enjoying her so far.
You know, I think she's trying. Like, I really like an effort, and I think her personality is definitely like she's definitely got charisma and stuff. Last year, I didn't get it either because she didn't really do anything. She had some funny confessionals, but people sing last year, and when you say we're not stupid in the show, sometimes I wonder about all of us really as an audience because sometimes it's like. People like, do you like her? I love her clothes, and that's all it is. You know, they're like, she just dresses so well, and I get that that's a part of it. But I'm like, but what are you gonna? What's the dress gonna do? Like, it's kind of like early seasons Erica Jane, where everybody was like, oh my god, her taste is just so great, you know. But then that taste never really did anything. I mean, now it does because it really got dragged through she just got dragged through the mud face down, you know. So it's more fun now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like that with Kierna, but she is trying. Like when she came up to me in this episode and she's like, listen here, you said that my boyfriend is a drug dealer. And he's like, no, I said your last boyfriend was a drug dealer. And she's like, oh. Well, don't do that. She's like, okay, sorry. It's like, no, swing and a miss. I think the new cast is kind of showing promise, but they're also making me really appreciate the OGs because they're still holding it down, you know, and they're still doing a great job.
I think Kierna. What'd you say?
Do you really think that they're?
I do. I think their scenes are so funny and interesting. Like Karen's scenes, where even with her crying nephew, I was still like, I don't know, it was interesting. Ashley's stuff with her mom is a little bit old, but I think when the new girls are trying to start these fights and then the OGs come in and just slaughter each other with like, well, you're an opioid addict, and oh really, well, you had an abortion when I'm like, oh my god. And these are just like the casual conversations of the day, and one of them was from a husband, you know, but they just handle it so flawlessly that, you know, I think once the new people like get a little more experience, it'll blend well.
Yeah, I think what happens is because one thing I think that I noticed this season with them is the fact that you can see the difference. in the OGs versus the newbies, and you can kind of see the OGs sort of watching the newbies and almost trying to self-produce what's happening.
Yeah.
I definitely think Karen continuously brings it. No, even if she's not showing accountability, she's very funny. Her confessionals are very funny. Giselle, very funny. But I can also see what they're trying to do this season with Giselle, because the fans have really had a visceral reaction to Giselle over the last couple of seasons. So this season, they're really trying to paint Giselle in that, oh, Giselle is sweet. She's making up with Wendy. Everything is good. And look, I'm open to it, but I want to see how long it lasts.
Yeah, I mean, Giselle's very savvy, and I think that the dynamic between Giselle and Karen has to be protected at all costs. They are just the most amazing frenemies. The way they so politely or not so politely take swipes at each other. I mean, just this last episode when they're sitting down at Ashley's and Giselle is pretending to care for Karen by continuously mentioning, oh, you've got a court date coming up. Your court date's coming up. And Karen is like, oh, yes, by the way. Oh, I heard that Jamal just got engaged. How are you doing? Are you okay? I mean, it is so fun. The way they go at each other is just so amazing. And like, they are so great. And that's where, to me, I really agree with Ronnie about like that. The OGs bring it because they have a certain sort of chemistry, the kind of chemistry that the OG Roni women had, which is like, years of just like taking these like attacks at each other, and they just get up and do it again and again and again. And that's like something you don't really get to without being on a show with people for like many years in a row.
That's true. They definitely have a chemistry. Definitely Giselle and Karen have a chemistry that they know the fans want to see. So a lot of these scenes that we see with them are being orchestrated. They want to give the fans what they love about the show. I just wonder how long that will actually last, because people are watching this for real things, not things that are sort of like put together, where like, the banter between Giselle and Karen can be cute, but is that going to be entertaining for years to come?
Oh, I think it's so much more entertaining when they're nice to each other, because they're still so mean to each other too. It's like they've just agreed, like, let's just be polite with each other and agree that we kind of like each other in between the times that we're trying to ruin each other's life, And it just cracks me up because it's such a Housewives trope that they really pull off so well. And Giselle is so entertaining without, I don't know what it is. I mean, I see, and they're doing it with Wendy too, where they're like, okay, Wendy, are you ready for another fun scene? It's fun, Wendy. And she's like, hi, it's Wendy. I'm so fun. I'm like, Wendy. We know. And I think she's pulling it off really well. I really like this side of Wendy, but there is, like, we have been watching this show for a long time. So when, I'm kind of with you where I'm waiting to see someone trigger the other side to come out,
Yeah. I mean, I have to give it to Wendy. She really stepped out during that Lake Norman trip when she was sort of holding people accountable for the hypocrisy. I was like, okay, Wendy, this is what I need from you. This is where I need to show up.
I think that's where she really excels, where she's just like judging everybody, but in like a really fun way. You know what? She's doing the great chorus thing for the rest of us. I think it's great. And I really love her family dynamic. I think that's funny. Her mom's hilarious, like demanding her allowance at the dinner they're paying for.
Oh my God. I don't need any family scenes without her mom being in them.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah. Now, speaking of family scenes, what did you think about Mia and G and Ink at the end there? Because you know what, when I was watching the episode, I was just cracking up. All the things that we talked about, I just kept on laughing and laughing and laughing. And I messaged, I don't know, what do we call on Blue Sky? What's not tweeting? What do you say when you're basically tweeting on Blue Sky? Whatever the verb is for blue, I blue skied out.
What
and I was
Blue Sky? Could someone explain to me, what is it? Why are you talking about it?
Blue Sky is like, it's like the emergent social network that people are going to because they're just sort of fed up with X and etc. So it's like the new thing.
Blue because it's like liberal.
Well, I think I don't know why it's called Blue Sky, but I'm sure it's more liberal than Telegram, for instance. But either way, the point is that I posted and I was like, this show is hilarious. God, like, good God, Potomac is funny. And then like that scene came on with G and Ink and Mia, and they're talking about like, well, you broke up my family. She had an abortion because of you, and it happened twice. And I was like, ooh, this got very serious very quickly.
And the kids are right next door. They can hear them.
Right there.
Well, they were cracked out on candy, thank God. And it really was like, here's the drugs, kids. And they're, ah! It was so funny watching kids react to sugar like that. But yeah, that, those scenes are so, and then that whole like, well, it's okay, fine. Then Gordon gets it up to get her back. And he's like, well, she had an abortion because of you. And then both Mia and Ink were just like, meh, whatever. Gordon, like, it wasn't even a blip on their radar. They were like, well, whatever, Gordon, go take a nap. Mia's like, you're crazy. Poor Gordon. You've been sick since I've known you, with her gaslighting ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's definitely using him for her first storyline. And that's what Gordon was not trying to do in that moment, is give her a scene, especially because what's his name? Applebox? What's his name?
I love that
DJ
Applebox.
Ink. Oh, I couldn't remember his name. All I could do was DJ Applesauce or Applebox.
He's incognito. Ink stands for incognito. That's why I wear sunglasses.
So the fact that G was just like, I'm not going to give you this moment. I will film with you, but I'm not going to film with him. I was just like, okay, G, put your foot down.
Yeah, because Mia's the worst at that. Like, and Ashley does this a lot too, with her mom or Michael, where she's like, oh, we're just gonna have a nice little scene and we're gonna talk about ice cream. And then they come on, she's like, so what about you never having sex with me and possibly cheating with men? It's like, whoa, and I think that Mia does that with Gordon too. Like, come on, honey, I still love you. We're just gonna have a normal scene. Haha, it's Ink. He's taking your children. What do you think about it? And he's like, God damn it. You've tricked me again, woman.
He does fall for it. I mean, Mia, here's the thing. Like, here's where I also appreciate the OGs, because Mia is very funny, but she is so clunky. Like, she is a clunky ass reality star. Like, everything she does is like second, third generation reality star who's like, okay, I've studied how to do this on TV. I've watched my shows. I'm gonna go do it. And that's what all of Salt Lake City is too, by the way. So like, obviously it works, but like when you have these people who have been like raised on Housewives who are now becoming housewives, there's like a different approach to it that just doesn't have that same artistry as our, Karen's and Giselle's, and you just go to other franchises and see it there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with Mia, I don't know what it is. I mean, besides the fact that she lies all the time, like it's hard to even determine what's real with her. And I think it's funny on one sense, but on the other side, it's sort of like, okay, what exactly is real with you then?
Nothing.
No.
Well,
literally nothing. I don't believe anything she says. Even when she was telling her, like like, look, normally there's like the victim cloak, right? When someone throws on the victim cloak, they're talking about cancer, they're talking about drug addiction, stuff that you cannot argue with somebody when they're talking about something like that. You can't say anything mean to them. And one of those things with Mia is like, well, I was addicted to opioids. So you're not supposed to, and that was a big blocker, right? When Karen was like, well, she's addicted to opioids. Ha, ha, ha. And you're supposed to be like, well, I'm not going to make fun of Mia now. But then you see Mia's commercial where she's like doing a commercial like, I was addicted to opioids until I found chiropractic. It's like, girl, that is not how that works. What are you trying to pull, man?
I was like, wow, the power of the joint chiropractic.
So I don't think anything that Mia says is real, and I think it's kind of entertaining, but I see what you mean, because it does cheapen it. And I think that's probably the biggest complaint with Mia, is that she just kind of cheapens the whole brand. But I love some good boxed wine at a fancy event. So
she's the boxed wine. Okay,
she's the Franzia.
But sometimes even the fancy wine is not great, because I mean, look at Roni. They're trying to bring in all the fanciest wine, and it's rough, right?
Yeah. How are you feeling about Roni?
Reboot the reboot.
Yeah. The reboot.
Reboot the reboot.
Oh, it's so bad, and I really try to give it a chance. I kind of enjoyed the first season, but I was giving them grace because it was their first season. But the second season is such a wash. Like, your entire season was based off of a prank.
Yeah.
Andy Cohen is saying, oh, I never like a prank. Andy, you can't say that. You saw this before we did.
Yeah.
You could have nixed this from the beginning. It didn't have to make it to the air. So
that was the worst. That was the worst sign, was Andy finally saying one negative thing about the show. And it wasn't that bad, but that he said anything, because that guy is like normally like, it's the best show ever created. I talked to Lucille Ball in heaven. She literally sent herself to hell in embarrassment for being on such a shit show compared to this one. Like, he's usually going on and on about how good everything is. And this one, he was like, that really sucked. And not only that, I'm going to have Jeff Lewis on to completely drag you guys face first through the mud. So,
yeah, I think that like that prank was more detrimental than they ever could have imagined, because I think they lost the audience. And this was like a jump. This was a true jump the shark moment for Bravo. I actually think it's like that big. I think we've seen pranks before. A lot of people brought up Kathy Hilton drinking the martinis on Beverly Hills a few seasons ago, and we're like, oh my gosh, she's pounding the martinis. But that was like a quick, like 10-minute prank or a 5-minute prank. This was a prank that was a whole episode, but that trailers were built off of. That they try to whip up excitement for the show with this. And look, I hated last season, really, with a few moments. Like, I still really enjoy Jessel. I think there were some good moments, and the trip was fun and everything. And I actually came into this season more cautiously optimistic, or trying to give it grace, be like, you know what, sometimes they just need one season under their belt. But I'm like, damn, like this is you're already doing like a bad season, and you're going to like abuse the trust that the audience has with you. This is bad.
And they're not done. It's a to be continued.
To be continued on this prank.
God bless them.
We have to sit through the resolution.
God bless them, because I actually feel it's to the point where I kind of feel bad for some of them, because they're just so bad at it. It's like they're not even mean. Sometimes you watch these shows and they're just being torn apart by evil people. Like some people, I think these shows maybe turn the cast just so crazy that they just go down a super villain route, and it just ruins it. Like Tamara from OC had that happen when she got fired the first time. She's flirting with that again. And, we've seen it happen with so many cast members over the years. And this one is not happening to them. It's just, they're just bad. They're just, God bless them. They're trying, but.
And I don't know what they can do to fix it. That's the
cut it. Just cut the cord. So some breakups are better to just say, I'm sorry, it's not me, it's you. Go, get your shit and get out. Don't call me anymore. There's like 1 billion people in the world. You don't need this chubby, pasty, older one. Go find a younger one to hate you. I'm too old to invest my time in this.
This reminded me, like I feel like in the old days of TV, of network TV, this was the sort of thing where they would just yank it, because that's what used to happen. Shows just go away if they're not doing well, or they're gone. They don't finish their seasons, but we finish every single season of every Housewives show. I'm not saying they should do that, but I definitely had that feeling after watching that episode and seeing people's reactions. I was like, I am sort of surprised they're not just like pulling it from the schedule, because everything else is so good on Bravo right now. You have this big stinking dud. I don't know. I mean, like, there are people who are talking about, like, should they bring back some OGs and mix them with the best of this cast? I actually would not mind that personally. Or do you think it should be that, or just do a fresh new group of people?
I definitely think they should bring back the OGs in some shape or form, like they've been doing. I don't know if it should be for Real Housewives of New York, just because they've done such a bad job with these last 2 seasons. And I don't want to see a mix of this new cast with the old cast, because this new cast, I think they're too self-produced. They're beautiful women. It's a diverse cast, but it just wasn't landing. None of these people were really friends before this. At least the originals, the OGs, they had connections. They knew of each other. Some of them were really good friends. None of this cast knew each other. So
you could spot the OGs at each other's parties even before they were cast. Dorinda, you could spot in like maybe season 2, I think was her earliest spot, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't need the OGs back. I think sometimes it's okay to just start anew. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's okay. There's plenty of crazy older ladies in New York. It doesn't have to be. There's not only 5. Let's keep it moving. Did you see Bethany's video? Her most recent. I mean, she's got so many cracked out videos, but the most recent one where she's like, fuck that show. She's like, those people suck. It's finally time to say it. That show sucks. Okay. And you know what? God bless Dorinda. God bless Sonia. God bless Ramona. They carried that show on their back. Yeah. After you left, like the day you were supposed to start filming, and left them in the lurch and completely fucked them over. I think Bethany is obviously angling for that show to be revived and her to come back. What do you think?
I mean, she made a lot of money, and she knows that she could potentially make a lot of money from coming back. I wouldn't be surprised, but is she wrong? It would be different if we were watching the show and we're like, oh, we love the reboot, but everyone hates the reboot.
Yeah, they're trying. People are still trying to root for it, and it's so cute. I'm like, do you work for Bravo? I mean, just reading the threads, people will post every week like, I love Real Housewives of New York, hiding my head. Anybody else? I'm like, no, there is nobody else, and you're gonna get. Yeah,
Now,
you'll get like 10 people. Yeah, the Dubai thing. The Dubai one really did hurt because I really did like Dubai.
I thought season 2 was
didn't?
so much better. It like
was
it's
it?
I thought so.
You
You know
didn't
what?
like it. I love it. Okay, tell us what you think.
Yeah, tell us.
No,
It's
here's
okay.
the thing.
It's a safe space.
I think Dubai had potential, but again, because this is years of fans watching the show, becoming housewives, they start self-producing, and they start, they go on their media campaigns, and then they're. I think the problem with Dubai is that things got really toxic behind the scenes, and I couldn't even see them filming a genuine, authentic season 3. So they should be happy that there isn't a season 3. Plus, I think the main reason for putting it on pause, we know that just is lingo for canceled from Bravo, is the fact that it's expensive to produce them, and it just wasn't worth it because they weren't bringing in the views that Bravo would want to go to Dubai and deal with, the UAE government every time.
Yeah, I think that so for me, I actually really hated the first season of Dubai. I thought it was such a snooze fest. I could not get into it despite everything. Coming into it as a huge Caroline Stanbury fan from Ladies of London, but I could not. And I was dreading when it came back. I was like, oh my God, we have to recap this show. But then I actually wound up really loving season 2. And I feel like, to me, Dubai did what Roni has not been able to do, which is that they kind of saw like, ooh, I see where we are falling short as a show. We need to sort of bring it up. We need to up our game. And I don't see New York doing that at all. I think New York thinks that they did a great job, and they're just like, we'll just do more of the same.
What were your favorite moments though from this last season of Dubai?
I really enjoyed Talene. I thought she was very funny. I thought she came in and mixed it up right away. She wasn't afraid. And I think that's the kind of casting that saves show. It didn't save the show, but it kind of could have. Like when she had that, one of our favorite running jokes wasn't even on the show, but it was when she went to a restaurant with her husband in Texas and was just so offended that she's in a place where they don't kiss your ass because you're rich. I mean, she was in like Houston where they're all rich and they don't care, She can't push people around, but they didn't give her a table because her husband was on the phone yapping his head off, and they had more than was allowed to sit at a table. And she was just like, and let me tell you something. And she was just going off on her TikTok. I mean, just the level of delusion I enjoyed. Caroline Brooks had a good second half of the season when she stopped with as much venom and she just was fun. She was a little more fun, which was nice. Caroline Stanbury had a more fun season. It wasn't great, but I think sometimes
now you think back on it, now you're looking back on it, you're like,
it wasn't one of the best, but I still laughed, and really that's all I require.
I think for me, I thought it was fun. It was a fun show to have in the summer. Like, it was never boring for me. I enjoyed how all the fights were just kind of like silly, stupid fights, and this was coming off the heels of Jersey, and it just felt nice to just, this show is like, it's fairly glamorous, but they're being petty. They're being really petty. And Caroline Stanbury in the first season was trying to get us to care about her relationship with Sergio, which honestly I can't stand him. But then this season, she spent most of the season just yelling at him, and that was hilarious to me. Like the time when they were like trying to move, and she's on the phone with the landlord, and he's like, honey, where do I put the socks? Honey. She's like, I'm on the phone, Sergio. She's just like, shut up. Like every time she yelled at him, I was happy. I'm like, the episode's good. I'm set.
So let's talk a little bit about what else is on right now. What are your thoughts of State of the Union of OC?
Oh, we used to the State of the Union. I was like, what?
Yeah, what's the State of the Union of OC? Oh yeah, America. No, we just pretend none of this.
My thing is, when you watch a perfect season like Orange County, all of these other shows pale in comparison. Dubai sucks. Aroni sucks. When you watch such a perfect season, I literally started rewatching the season from the beginning, and I was like, this was a really good season, even down to the 3-part reunion. I know we haven't gotten to the third part, but I'm like, oh wait, there's still more to talk about in the third part. They had a really, really good season.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing they're going to talk about. I'm a lawyer.
As an attorney, I can say that it's not appropriate to be texting people.
I didn't appreciate all of Emily butting in, but I did appreciate some of the legal perspective that she was able to add to some of the conversations. So I did appreciate a little bit of that. But was she doing a lot with no storyline? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about I agree, by the way. I think it's been it gets a little toxic for me, that show, because they just get so mean. I mean, they really get mean. Like that side of the couch that Emily, I go off on it all the time on our show. I won't waste your time with it, but they just get so mean. I get infuriated. But it's still so good. It really is a great show. What are your thoughts on SLC? There are some people who feel like we love it because we consider it dinner theater, community theater. They're making up their lines, they're forgetting their lines. Whitney can barely remember her lines. It's so funny. And it's like she's written them on the back of her hands. We love that show. But some people say it's just too self-producey. That's personally why I think we like it. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that one?
I think both can be true. I think there is that inkling of self-production that I sense with Roni with them, but I think they do it better.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Yep.
more entertaining. I do
It's
think that
campier.
the OGs are getting a little too alliance driven, too self-aware. So I can definitely see them going in the next season or becoming insufferable in the next season, because even Heather, who really should be a star of the show, is still riding the coattails of Elisa Barlow, and she's looking pitiful. It's just like, one, people liked you in season 1. Now you're just becoming Elisa Barlow stan on the show, and I don't like the alliances that I'm seeing, but it's definitely enjoyable. It's campy, it's funny at moments. The production value, the editing is superb.
Yeah. I feel like Heather being sidelined from this Palm Springs trip was this was a reprimand from production. I think that probably they're picking up on the things that you're talking about, alliances, maybe all that stuff. I mean, there was some new girl hazing at Bronwyn, who got a profile in the New York Times today, by the way. But yeah, my dad sent it to me. I was like, I love that this has wound up on your radar, Dad. But but yeah, because here's the thing, Bronwyn didn't invite Heather on the trip. If production wanted Heather there, they would have found a way. They would have done a thing like surprise, or like I invited Heather, like they did that like last year with Palm Springs, like they invited Angie to the Palm Springs trip. They would have found a way. But I think maybe production wanted to send a message to the OGs like, don't try to get all fancy. We control this shit.
I believe that. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of putting Heather in her place, and she's just spinning out of control. It's funny watching this Bronwyn come in and just take control. I mean, she's really running that show at this point. I mean, she on the after shows, all the clips that have come out of her on the after shows this week have just been her dragging Lisa. I mean, just dragging her for filth. And it's been really funny. The woman has balls of steel and she does not give a fuck. And so that's pretty fun. I've been enjoying that for the most part. But I still like the OGs, and I stand even with Heather, who I think is, ridiculous usually for at least 75% of the seasons. I think she's wrong. I think she starts out with fun and good intentions, but she's always the mean one. She's always the shit. She never has loyalty at the end, and she's always kind of the one bungling everything, like the whole black eye thing for years, the whole standing by Jen Shaw for years. She's just, there's something just so fishy about the chick, but she is kind of like the girl next door kind of the show, and I still would stand up for her. I don't like seeing somebody come in and be like, I'm controlling everything now, but I have to say she's earning it, and she's doing a great job of coming in and just taking the reins of the show.
What I appreciate from Heather is that she adds this perspective about Mormonism that a lot of people can't add on the cast. And because they are in Salt Lake City, I appreciate those moments when she gives us different perspectives on this is the mentality. This is why certain things work the way that they do. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate those moments, but I just don't appreciate like this. Like you could tell she's forever wanting to be a part of the cool girl clique.
She's needy. If it was a movie, she'd be played by R.I.P. Brittany Murphy. It's just that kind of like character in Clueless. It's just like, oh my God, include me. She's just got that desperate kind of energy. And one thing to always remember about Heather, and I try to remember this when we're recapping it and I'm ready to just go in on Heather, it's not really that Heather left the Mormon church from what I remember. And I read her book and everything, her first one. It's that she got kicked out of it. So there wasn't that whole, in a lot of these storylines, like with Whitney, I guess got kicked out too, but it's kind of like this, fuck you, Mormon church, I'm standing up for myself and I'm doing what I want, where Heather's more like, but I'm outside, and why do they suck? She's kind of asking people around her like, It's them, right? Is it them or me? Is it them or me, guys? Like, will they let me back in? There's kind of that energy about her that I just find fascinating.
Yeah, no, you bring up a valid point because you remember was it last season or the previous season where Whitney was doing the whole, officially, disconnecting from the church. She's like, she doesn't seem like she wants to do anything like that. And she's still, I think because she's, grew up in it, that she might be a little, brainwashed.
Yeah. I mean, shit,
Are
I'm
you
brainwashed.
excited for?
And I've just been watching Mormonism on TV for the past few years, but I'm like, I want in. They're all so cute and well groomed. I'm like, I love the long underwear idea. It's like a spank, I'm like, I'm in. But I don't know. I'm easy like that. Sorry, Ben, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, are you excited for Sold on SLC, as long as we're talking about our Mormon friends?
I love anything when it comes to real estate. I just hope they do it well. Like Owning Manhattan on Netflix did a great job of giving us a real estate show that wasn't just focused on the interpersonal dramas of the agents. They did a really great balance of doing that. I just hope this new show does the same, because if it turns into like another Selling Sunset, I'm like, am I really going to?
I think it will be. I mean, I think it will be a Selling Sunset. I think it's going to be. I think, because I think that, like, I feel like Bravo kind of missed the boat with the Selling Sunset moment, right? Like, because Bravo has like $1 Million Listing, which is a different vibe. That show has a different like energy and pacing. So I kind of feel like they kind of are like, okay, let's put that on pause a little bit and like reset and join in like the new style, or at this point it's like 5 years old, of doing real estate shows. I personally can't wait. I think it looks so good. And I mean, I think that maybe it's just because like I'm just like bandwagoning this like Mormon moment in pop culture. But I think it looks hilarious.
I'm open to it. I remember they were considering the young woman. They were referring to her as what was it, Utah's homegirl, and she was being considered for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So I found it funny that she's going to be on this show. So it might work out better for her on this show. That way, it's not all about her personal life; it's more about her work life.
Yeah. It just looks so cheesy. Like, I can't wait. Like, really self-important salespeople. I love it. Why do we not have a show taking place behind like a makeup counter at Saks? Those are some really self-important. Like, I need that in my life. I love delusional workers.
And there's a lot of scandal too.
Yes. Teddi. Let's talk about Teddi. Let's talk about. Let's talk about.
I really for a second there was like Teddi. Oh, Teddi.
It takes a moment, but we have to think Teddi. So do you think all this makes Teddi more interesting? So basically, Teddi cheated on her husband, and I called it. Now, she didn't do a gay storyline. I thought she was going to copy Kyle down to the gay storyline, but I did call her cheating on her husband because Kyle did it, and she even did it with a cowboy, which I think is also very Kyle coded, because Kyle went for that country star, and you got this one with the horse trainer. Teddi, can you even fuck around on your husband originally? Like, seriously? You're going to cheat on your husband with a cowboy like Kyle? Get out of here, Teddi. What do you think? Is Teddi more interesting now?
I think a lot of people's first reaction when they heard this cheating scandal of Teddi, cheating with her married horse trainer, everyone was like, this is still not interesting enough for you guys to bring her back. Don't even think about it. And I agree with that. 1,000%. It's not. I'll give you the story. Here's the update. We're wrapped for the season. We don't care.
Right. Bad for Teddi.
You
I
do?
feel bad. Well, how can you have
she's
such a
cheating
juicy...
She's cheating on a guy with the wife is in labor, and Teddi's off fucking the husband. Oof.
And then this is why I feel bad for her, because this is on paper an excellent grade A scandal. This sort of scandal that doesn't exist outside of the movies, like fucking your horse trainer who has a wife. Like, this only happens in film noirs. It does not happen in real life. This is like such a top tier scandal, and we're all going, like, no one cares about her scandal. Like, wow, like that's just sad. I feel bad that is the heft that you have, is a giant shrug in the most like top tier scandal you could ever have.
Yeah, I think it's just even too gross. I mean, I think that like it could have been fun, like maybe if he was hot or because he's not even hot, bless his heart. You know, that's not nice to say, but I'm not saying he's fug or anything like that. I'm just saying he's not like panty dropping hot. And then the guy, you know, the wife was like giving birth or like pregnant with the baby, and it's just gross, Teddi. It's just bad. It's just a bad look. It's not even a fun affair. You know, you've even made cheating boring, and cheating's supposed to be fun. People cheat because you get filled with the adrenaline. You have taken away the adrenaline from cheating, Teddi. I don't even want to cheat on anybody anymore. Like, you ruined cheating for me, Teddi. Come on, man.
Wasn't Teddi one of the people leading the charge with Kyle against against Denise Richards and Brandi Glanville, who she certainly had a lot to say then about Denise potentially having an extramarital affair with Brandi. So
I mean, she always has a lot to say.
Around.
But she didn't have a lot to say on our podcast when this scandal came out. She said a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, well, she should have taken the Tamara route and been like, "Oh, I went to therapy that one time and I found out I'm autistic. I'm a painter, guys. I'm a bit." Teddy's like, "You read that wrong. It's autistic." Whatever. Feel bad for me, guys. Like, she didn't do that, so I'm waiting for her for the victim cloak to come out.
Oh Lord! But we won't care.
We won't care. Yeah, we still won't care. Bless her heart. No. Someone in chat said, "But you're talking about it." I mean, yeah, because you know you have to complain to the writers when the storyline's not working. Of course, we're talking about it. Please give us a better affair. Okay, that's my request.
Do you think this is going to get her any sort of on-air work on Bravo or even on somewhere else? Do you think this is going to lead to more reality
TV
way
stuff? It will happen. It will be because of Kyle. Because Kyle will have her like, "Oh, I know you're going through things like I am." So that's probably the only way that we will get a glimmer of this story next season, not this season that's coming up. I don't care as much as I don't care about Kyle either. I'm tired of a trail of Kyle crying. No, I don't.
Thank you. You are preaching to the choir, and the choir loves the service. Okay, thank you.
Are you excited for Beverly Hills starting tomorrow?
I'm on the fence. Like I'm not excited, but I'm also not excited. Because like I want to see it because I think the trailer kind of threw me off because I'm so tired of Kyle. And like, yes, I get it. She's an OG and she's given us moments throughout the years, but I don't want to hear her L word storyline for this season. I'm good on that. I don't want to see her girlfriend Morgan. I don't want to see any of that. I'm excited to see everyone else. But I
like Morgan a little because of her like kind of Forrest Gumpy way about her. How she's, "Hey Kyle, you know, what are you doing, Kyle?" Like, she's got that kind of personality. So I actually kind of am looking forward. And I also love that Kyle has this whole like, "I'm not a lesbian. How dare you? I would never do that to anybody. Call anybody a thing." Oh, let's make a music video where we're making out together and like fucking in the video, and then you can release a song about doing coke off of my stomach in the Chateau Marmont while I'm cheating on my husband, and then crying because he got him. And you know, her other thing is like, supposedly she left Mauricio because he was talking to girls on Instagram. That's what you were doing, Kyle. You found your girl on Instagram and you were DMing her, you little hooker. What's that?
But he's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Well,
allegedly,
yeah. I mean, who knows? But it's pretty funny that that's how she ends up cheating, you know? I mean, I do give Kyle the props because Kyle is my great frustration in Housewives. She's always made me the craziest. We made t-shirts that said "Goodbye, Kyle" the second that line was uttered. I was like, finally, someone said it, you know? But I have to give her props in the whole, like, cheating on your husband and then turning it around to be like, but he was getting messages on Instagram and the whole world was like, "You go, girl," you know, including me, even me. I was like, "You go, you leave his stupid ass for that young chick. You go, Kyle." So, you know, credit where credit's due, but you still suck, Kyle. And I cannot wait to rag on you this entire season. I'm so excited.
I don't even want to talk about it. I was so last season because I thought they were going to make the entire season about Kyle and her divorce. I was so happy that after the edit, they really didn't focus too much on it.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping that we don't focus too much on Kyle. I'm ready.
Well, it's gonna be about Dorit. It's gonna be Dorit and PK. They're gonna be a center stage, and it looks like we're having some dust ups between Dorit and Kyle, but we know it's never gonna be real. I feel like sometimes Dorit and Kyle and Erica, they're aware that the audience, you know, calls Fox Force 5 and everything, and like, you know, the reputation truth, rightfully so, is that they never hold each other accountable, but they go after everyone else. So now they do these performative fights where they pretend like they're angry, or they'll ask some hard hitting questions, quote unquote, and then they like patch it up because it's fun, because they just know they had to go through the motions, that way the audience doesn't come after them. So I don't have high hopes for all the Dorit and Kyle fighting, but I'm excited to see it because I always like when they fight with Kyle, and I'm hoping that like Sutton and Garcelle can finally truly rise up against Kyle, because they sort of always flirt with it every season, but they never really come through the way I want them to come through. You know?
The thing is with Dorit, last season she really had some really great confessional moments. I'm not looking forward to Dorit's storyline because I feel like the truth has always lingered in the distance with her, and they never talk about it. And I'm just like, so are we going to talk about this foreclosure in your home this season? Like, what are we going to talk about these things?
Right.
We never do. And it's just like, then why is she here?
Yeah, I think she's just there to be dumb. Like, I think that the show just can't follow her too much. She's just kind of the bimbo character that it's like she puts on pretty clothes and then just lies a lot and says stupid things that people laugh at. But I don't think it can be really about her or Kyle, frankly. I don't think it can be too much about Kyle because she just doesn't offer a lot. She's like, I'm making salmon tonight. We know, Kyle. You know, it's like her big, like, I'm going to make salmon this season. That's what's but somehow it always kind of works for me, that show. I don't know. There are parts of it that just always kind of come to life for me. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm excited. And we've officially taken your hour, sir. Thank you so much for being with us. Join us next week, every week at 5:30 Pacific time, and go find Kempire on YouTube at Kempire and the Kempire on Instagram and TikTok. Kill it at your show this Wednesday night at the Bourbon Room. If you guys don't have tickets, where do you get tickets? Just online on your site, or what?
If you go to my Instagram, it's available in my bio.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for being here. This was really, really great to meet you.
You too.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. This was a thrill.
Me too. And I can't wait for you guys to come on my channel.
Hell yes.
100%. Yes.
Yes,
definitely.
let's do it. It was great talking to you. Have a killer show this Wednesday. And everybody out there, thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.